Hey guys, it's REINA. Welcome back to my channel. So my camera decided to fucking break on me and now I'm waiting for parts to come in because my display, my reader that flips out because I have the Canon T3i, the screen that flips out shattered and I have no idea how. I don't know if a dog knocked it off of my desk or what happened to it, but I'm fucking pissed off. And I have to wait now for parts to come in, and that's probably not going to be here for another week. So my friend John let me use his camera because his display actually works, but it doesn't flip out because his is the edition before mine. Mine is the T3i and his is just the T3. So if this video looks a little bit different because the lighting is a little different and this camera is a little bit different, it doesn't shoot in 1080, it shoots in 720. So if it looks a little weird, that's why I'm using a completely different camera, but we're gonna try and make it work. So today I finally got the Colourpop's new foundation and I'm really excited. It's only $12 on their site, so 12 USD, so it's like 15 bucks Canadian. So it's still more expensive than going to the drugstore for me personally, but it's still been raved about and ranted about on the internet and I really want to try it. It looks like this. And I have the color light 45 because I'm pretty light. I'm not fair, but I'm pretty light. So we're gonna see if that works today. So I'm going to quickly do my eye makeup off camera and do my face basically, but I wanted to come on here first off just to show you that I bought the Colourpop Amethyst priming spray. So I'm actually not going to be using a primer for this look. I'm just going to try the priming spray and see if their signature primer works well with this foundation or if it looks horrible, or if I should use a cream. I'm just going to play around with it. So for the very first time that I try this foundation on camera, I'm going to be doing it with a priming spray. So I'm just going to prime my face. Kind of smells strange. It is, so it just says basically the same thing as like a setting spray. Shake me gently, hold at arm's length away from your beautiful face and spray. So it's made in the US, it's Colourpop, it's the Amethyst one. Looks like that, it's purple. So I'm just going to let my face dry for a couple minutes and then I'm going to jump into doing my eye makeup and then I'll be back on the camera to do the foundation with you and then we're going to go through a wear test today. So I'll be right back. Okay, so now that I have my eyes on, I just kind of did like a blue smoked out sparkly mermaid look almost using the ALAMAR palette. So I said in my last couple videos that this was a 50-50 palette for me. I wasn't entirely sure if I liked it or not because I really liked the mattes. They turned out really well, but I didn't really find that the shimmers turned up on my eyes. I made them work. I figured it out. I don't find that these shimmers work at all if you use a brush. I don't know what it is, but using any of the brushes that I've tried, it's crap. The colors don't show up. It's a joke. But if you use your finger, it turns out beautiful. So I use the mattes with my brush like usual, and then I just get my finger in it and I just rub it around quite a few times just to get a lot of shimmer on my finger, and then I just pat it onto wherever I want on my eyelid. I used the Colourpop concealer to do like a cut crease just so I knew where I was going to put the shimmer, and I think it turned out pretty nice. So with that being said, I am going to move on to, I'm going to get my beauty blender wet. So I am going to be taking, since I've already used the Amethyst primer all over my face, as you guys already saw, I'm going to be taking the Colourpop No Filter, I was going to say concealer, No Filter foundation in light 45, and I'm just going to pump, let's do, ooh, it's really liquidy, so keep that in mind. I'm just going to pump a little bit on my hand. And I'm taking my beauty blender, I'm just dipping it into it, and bouncing it all over my face. So the coverage I would say is light to medium at most. I don't find that with the beauty blender it covers very much. It covers your skin well and it looks pretty, but it doesn't cover blemishes or anything like that, I don't find. We'll see how well that this foundation looks once you layer it. I know that this foundation, just from watching reviews, looks really, really, really great using a brush, but I'm not really big on using brushes for foundation, but maybe with this foundation, maybe I will try. So I just did one more pump just so I can get my forehead, just because it is very liquidy, and I find that I need more. So I'm just buffing it into my hairline. So maybe this will be the video that I do it with a beauty blender, and then maybe I will try with a foundation brush. I'm just not really big on using brushes. I don't know. I've never really used them. I've always either just used my fingers when I was in like high school and had no idea what I was doing, or beauty blender. But I mean, like, in reality, who really knows what they're doing? So looking at it closely, I do like the finish of it. It does look like, it looks like skin. Like, it looks really, really nice. I do like the finish. The finish is very, I don't find that it's overly, maybe it's just the primer that I used, but I don't find that it's overly matte. It's more like a satin finish. Like, it has a little bit of a dewiness to it, which I like considering I have pretty dry skin. So I like the look of this so far. But as you guys can tell, it doesn't cover blemishes or really anything. You would have to go in with another layer, which I think would end up making your skin look cakey, because this isn't my very first time using this foundation. I tried it a couple days ago just to make sure that the color was right, so that if I needed to buy another color, I would do that before I did this video. And I found that the color was it was a really good match, but I did find that if I did another layer or used too much, it looked really cakey. So I don't think I'm going to do another layer, just because I like the look of it so far. It looks really, really nice. It's not accentuating my under eye lines very much. It is accentuating my forehead lines though, which I don't like. I'm just gonna have to go in and keep buffing that out. And now I'm gonna go in with, that took off the foundation. That's nice. Didn't really find that foundation stayed put very well. The second I used this beauty blender on it to try and blend it out, it was almost like it took my foundation off. That's not really a good sign. So I'm gonna go in with the Colourpop No Filter Concealer in Fair 08, and I'm just going to put it on some of the blemishes that the foundation did not cover. Covered today. I might have to use color corrector on it, but of course I don't have any. So now I'm taking Fair 06, and I am going just underneath my eyes just to cover some of those dark circles. And now I did pick up the No Filter setting powder, if I can get it out of the box. There we go. So this is the No Filter setting powder. So it looks like this. It's just a little, my Laura Mercier powder is huge next to it. But obviously it's different amounts. This is, you get 0.300 ounce, and this you get 1 ounce. So you get 0.3 of an ounce in this one, and you get 1 ounce in this one. So quite a big difference in the sizing of the two, but obviously Colourpop's is way less expensive. So I'm just going to shake it down. Oh, just spilled some on the floor. So it is a really messy container, just like the Laura Mercier one, but the Laura Mercier one, I find that it isn't as messy because it is a lot bigger, so you can contain it a little bit better. This one just kind of explodes everywhere the second you open it, and that's kind of crappy. But I'm just going to take some of it on a damp beauty blender, and I'm just going to go underneath my eyes. Not really baking my under eye, just kind of setting it. So it looks really nice underneath the eyes. Like all concealers on me, as I've talked about many times, they all accentuate my under eye lines quite a bit, and there's nothing really I can do about it. Just kind of have to ignore them. I've noticed that a lot of beauty bloggers have the same problem, and they just kind of ignore them. They're more focused on the dark circles rather than accentuating the underline lines, and I don't really have that bad of dark circles. It's more of the underline, like the little lines, that piss me off more. So it's just my rant of the day, as usual. It's a really nice translucent powder. It makes it look very airbrushed, and I really like that. So now I'm just going to go in with it just all over my face very lightly, just to set everything in. I don't use too much setting powders because I do go in with a setting spray at the very end, and I find that that works a lot better for my skin type because I have very dry, more on the dry side, not really on the oily side, so I don't really need to set my face with powders that often, just in certain areas. So now that that's all done, so that's what it looks like so far. I would say that this foundation is really nice. It has a really, really, really nice finish. It looks really pretty. For $12, it's a really good buy. It's a lot better. I personally like it a lot better than my Born This Way foundation, just on first application, because it looks nicer. It doesn't accentuate all of my lines. It doesn't accentuate all of my pores. It doesn't sink into my smile lines that pour, like it does a little bit, but not to the extent that the Born This Way foundation does. And it doesn't really, I don't know, it looks nicer. It looks a lot nicer. Maybe I will do a competing videos of half my face with the Colourpop one and half my face with the Too Faced one, just to see what the difference is. But so far I'm really liking it. So it is, don't have my phone in here, but I'm just gonna quickly go finish my under eye makeup, do my makeup, finish like my face makeup, and then I will come back in with you guys and give you guys the time, and that'll be the first stop on our foundation wear test, and then I will check back in later and we can see what it looks like. So for the time being, let me just go finish my makeup and I'll be right back. Okay, so now that I have absolutely everything on my face, I got my eyelashes on, my eyeliner done, my contour done and stuff. If you guys hear thunder, it's just started to storm outside, so ignore that. So yeah, this is the finished look that I did today, I'm going to a barbecue, even though it's thunderstorming, and I'm going to IKEA to hopefully pick up that desk that I was talking about so we can move my entire area upstairs when I have my camera fixed and stuff. So it is, I didn't grab my phone. So it is, let's turn the brightness up. It is 1:34 in the afternoon on Saturday, and I'm going to IKEA right shortly, and then I'm going to a barbecue because it is my boyfriend's mom's birthday. And yeah, so this is the look that I'm doing today. I'm also going to be using my green, I think my green or my blue wig. So at 1:34, the foundation, it's been on for about, I don't know, 10 minutes. So my first thoughts. It's sinking into my forehead lines, for sure, and I don't like that. So we're going to try and smooth those out a little bit. Yeah, whatever. So it's sinking into my forehead lines a little bit. Nothing crazy, like nothing like the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. That foundation's horrible. I hate that foundation. It's nothing too bad like that. It doesn't accentuate my pores, which is really, really great. Like, I'm so happy that this foundation looks like as good as it does. I'm curious as to see how it's going to wear, because right now it looks absolutely beautiful. Some of my blemishes and stuff and my freckles on my nose are peeking through, so I wouldn't really call this one medium to high coverage. I would say that this is more light to medium coverage. You could probably get a higher coverage with it if you did layer, but I would be afraid of it getting cakey, and I don't want that. So I didn't layer it. I just did one. My lord, look at that bag. I just did one layer of it, and I think it looks really pretty. My only complaint is that it does sink into a little bit of my lines, but I mean, that's just kind of standard for a lot of foundations. They all kind of do that. I'm just going to quickly fix that little bugger. Put some concealer on that and let that sit there for a little while. So I'm just going to put on a lipstick. I don't know which lipstick I want to do today, because what goes with mermaid? Blue? Nude? I'm not sure. Uncertain. Let's do, you know what, I'm just gonna skip lips for right now because I don't know what I want to do, and I'm going to IKEA, so I mean, like, I don't really need to have a lipstick on. Plus I'm going to a barbecue, we're gonna be eating, it's gonna come off. So I'll put a lipstick on maybe later. Maybe I'll use one of my lipsticks from my quality bundle that you guys should have seen that video. If you haven't seen that video, I will link it down below. But yeah, so far it was 1:34, it's 1:37 now. And I'm just going to be checking in once today, so I will check in probably when I get home. So the barbecue's at 5, and I'm not going to be taking my camera with me because my camera's broken and this is my friend, so I'm not taking this camera out of the house. So I will check in when I get back. So the barbecue's at 5, so we probably will be back home around like 7 or 8, and then I'll leave the makeup on for another couple hours, and then I'll check back in before I go to bed, before I take it off, and I'll let you guys know my final thoughts. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in a couple hours. It is 4:34, and I'm just doing a check-in on the Colourpop Foundation. So far, it's still staying pretty good on my face. My only comments that I would say is that it is settling into my under eye lines and my smile lines and my forehead lines. So I mean, that's what all foundations do, but it is settling, and it is coming off of my nose a little bit. I haven't really touched my nose that much just because I've been out. I may have been touching it absentmindedly, but I haven't touched it on purpose, and it is rubbing off on my nose area and kind of breaking up around there. But yeah, just checking in. It is 4:35, and I will see you guys at the next check-in. Bye! Hey guys, so I am back for the final check-in. It is 10:37. If you guys couldn't see that. It's 10:37 p.m. I think the last check-in that I did with you guys was around 4 o'clock or 4:30 or something like that. So my final thoughts, because this is the last check-in of the evening, is it is a really nice foundation. It still looks like skin. It still have the same thoughts. I actually think it looks better now than I did earlier. Like, it's not really sinking into my forehead lines really that much anymore. Maybe it's worn off. I don't know. But it's not really sinking into my forehead lines at this point. My smile lines are there, right there. But it's not sinking into those really much either. I think it's worn off quite a bit. To be honest, I don't think this is that long of, I don't think this foundation is really that long wearing, because it's been what? I don't know how long it's been on. I put it on at, I think it was, before we left was, I don't remember the first check-in. 1? I would say it was like 1 something. So it's been on for about, let's say, 9 to 10 hours. I'll put the correct time right here. But it's been on for that amount of time, and it still looks really nice. It's still wearable. It has broken up around my mouth, but I mean, like, I was eating ribs and stuff at a barbecue, so like, that's not really the foundation's fault. Around my nose, it has completely come off on the top, which isn't that abnormal. Underneath my eyes, that's not really the foundation's fault, that's more of the concealer. The no filter concealer, I don't really think is that amazing. I just don't, that's just my personal opinion. I don't think it's a holy grail concealer. I don't think you need to rush out and get it. Yes, it is a really good price. Yes, they do have really good colors, but it creases like a motherfucker. And I don't like it. So it's not that bad. But yeah, I would say that for the price of $12 US, it is a good foundation, and I'm going to keep playing with it and seeing if I can get it to be a little bit more high coverage, because as you can tell, this came through and all of this broke up and it didn't stay on my nose, and everything else looks really nice though. So I mean, it's a nice foundation. I definitely recommend it if you have like dry to normal skin. It's an okay foundation. If you have oily skin, I can't say if it would be good for you because I don't have oily skin, but I do know that this is a mattifying foundation. So it may be good for oily skin, but I can't give you guys my impression on it with oily skin because I do have dry to normal skin. So yeah, I do think this is a really nice foundation. My eye makeup still looks really nice, even though it's been on, and it's been on for like 10 hours. But yeah guys, so this is the Colourpop No Filter Foundation review. I'm checking out now. I'm gonna wipe this off and go to bed. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy this review, this wear test, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below. Please do it. I'm on my way to 150 subscribers. I've reached the milestone of 100, and I think we're at 111 subscribers right now. So if you guys would be so kind as to hit the subscribe button, it would mean the world to me. Come join my family on the YouTube world. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. So I hope you guys see you later. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.